This is part 3 in a series of small videos showing how to create a plant schedule using the tools in gCADPlus. We're going to load this particular drawing here, create a new GCP file, populate it and attach entries in that database to some of the symbols in this drawing. We'll start running gCADPlus. We'll go File and New. We'll open up a default drawing, which is of course empty, and then we'll go to Library and Designs, and we'll load one called Outdoor Classroom. That's the one you saw earlier, and we'll insert it into this drawing. For the insertion point, I'll allow it to be inserted at 0, 0, coordinate 0, 0, and the scale will be 1. You can of course change those. You could specify its position on screen, specify the scale as it comes in, but we'll just say OK. In comes the design, and we'll right click and pick Zoom Extents, and we're looking here in model space at this drawing. You may already know that we can change our view to make the background colour white, and the designer, Dylan, has said the brief for the school courtyard is required, and we wanted a dynamic space which could double as a teaching aid, and there are lots of interesting shapes in this little design, and there's a row of quarter lines along here. So we want to create a GCP or plant database file for this job, and we would hope that's the basis of future work, and we'd add to the GCP file over time. So, as you know, Tools and Create a GCP, there it throws the database up. Now, let's make our first entry. Caleriana, the common name ornamental pear. Whoops. This one is often called capital. That's the particular variety with quite a narrow canopy. Its type, and when I look at that, look at examples of this one, I would rate that as a small tree. I commonly use capital letters. The code, remember we said the first 2 characters of the generic name and then the first 2 characters of the species name, and we needn't add any more information. So we can say OK. Save changes to the file, yes, and we need to give it a name. The default is plant list, but let's call this one School Courtyard, and we'll save it. That's just to distinguish it from others that we might work with. And if we come down here, there's the GCP file associated with this drawing. It's actually called No Name at present, and it's not a really good idea, so we'll go File and Save As, and we'll call it Courtyard. And we'll save it. And what I'll do now is go through and populate that little database. Well, I've taken the time to add to the plant database, so we can just go to Edit, and here you can see I still need to do some extra editing, as I've put this entry in the wrong spot, so I can cut from there and paste here, and we can say prostrate juniper, and we'll save. So there we are. We have our little plant list, the beginnings of a plant list, so we're okay from there. Now, the next step, all of these are gathered here in this section We know how to attach a GCP. We've removed one. We can edit it. Now we want to set data to the plant, and we're given the hint, right click to finish. So let's choose that option or command. We pick it. Down in the command line area, we're given the hint to select the symbol. So we now to set that to quarter line. Aha, my mistake. We brought this design in as a block. I'll just cancel from there and I select it. Let me try again. It's still in the middle of tagging a plant. I need to select it as a block, right click and explode. Now it becomes single element, so I can just pick that particular symbol. So back we return to set data to a plant, pick that one, and we just say that's the quarter line, and we'll go OK. The prompt still says select another symbol, so we'll pick this one for the pyrus, the ornamental pair, and we'll OK that. And this symbol here, maybe we've got to be a bit careful. It's the Robinia, and we'll OK that. And have we done all four? I think we've still missed one, which is this one here, the juniper. And we'll OK. And we are now done, so right click to finish. Now we can go to gCADPlus and use another tool here. We've set data to a plant. We want to show the symbols in the drawing that have got names, so we just click. That's a quick way to check that we've got everything that we want. We'll look at some of the other options in a little while, but what I want to illustrate is that if we go back to edit the plant list and we widen this, in my environment, the golden robinia has a very aggressive, and if I could spell that correctly, that would be better, aggressive root system. And roots from it even popped up in my kitchen. So that tree was removed. So you can add notes to your GCP file. But we're interested in generating a plant schedule. Now that we've done the tagging, it's just come down here to plant schedule and draw a standard schedule. We're asked for the height of the text in the block that will be drawn automatically, and so let's nominate 100 units for the moment. We can experiment with that. Make sure you type 100. I put an apostrophe before then. And now the corner point and the end point. And there's our schedule drawn. It counts the number of quarter lines, junipers, pyrus, and the one feature plant. Well, now we've built our simple plant schedule. In the next movie, we'll play with some of the other tools in that gCADPlus drop-down menu.